Here we have the hourly price chart for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. So as we can see here, the stock is starting to form a bit of a base here at this $3.63 level that we have been watching for some time now with this stock. Anybody that has been watching my prior analysis knows that I have spent a lot of time talking about a descending triangle pattern that has been governing share prices now for quite some time. But what I wanted to do with this video was sort of take a step back here, delete everything, delete all of the prior analysis and sort of take a fresh look at this stock with the current price formations that we're seeing currently. So in this video, I will be outlining some important price levels that can be used to identify profitable trading strategies for NIO in the days and weeks ahead. So as we can see here, share prices did manage to find a bit of a bottom here at $3.63. This is a critically important price level because the last time we saw share prices venture into this area, we did see a fairly significant jump. In addition to that, this prior low came in at $3.61. So if we're looking at this most recent share price movement to the downside, we can see that the ultimate price low there was not actually tested. Share prices did manage to find some support in anticipation of that area. So what this does tell us is that the market is watching that $3.61 level very closely. Ultimately, this does suggest that our analysis here has been correct because we are identifying the proper price levels that can be used to develop profitable trading strategies for this stock. So anybody that did buy off of that bounce off of support is now sitting on some fairly substantial gains, given the fact that share prices are now having little trouble closing above the $4 mark. So all of this said, I do need to make mention of the fact that there is a very critical earnings release that will be posted next week, and it's not directly related to NIO, but I don't think that that NIO is going to be able to completely sort of divorce itself or be immune to the ripple effects that are seen in NVIDIA's next week earnings report release. So essentially, this report will be made public on Wednesday, and I do think that if we do not see favorable numbers here, we could see some fairly significant declines throughout the entire technology space. This is not just going to be an NVIDIA news story. I do think that this is going to be a technology news story. So even though NIO is not directly impacted here, I do think that a negative reaction to NVIDIA's earnings report is going to create some critical event risks for this stock and make it very difficult for NIO to gain traction if the rest of the market is selling off, if the rest of the technology sector is selling off. So as things currently stand, we are sort of looking at this near-term price movement here because we did see a very strong bounce off of this $3.63 level. Specifically, what we are looking at next here will be a test of this $4.17 mark, and this is quite important because, as we can see here, I can drill in even more on this price history, and we can see that share prices are currently coming into contact with the 200-period exponential moving average. So, since this is the 1-hour price chart, this is essentially the 200-hour exponential moving average. That would be this blue line here. We're just sort of flattening out at current price levels. In addition to that, we can see that share prices did manage to overcome the rest of its exponential moving average cluster. And this is a positive sign because, as we can see here, the 50-hour EMA, 100-hour EMA, the purple line, and the 20-hour EMA have all been broken to the top side. In addition to that, as you can see here, the yellow line is crossing above the purple line. And what this tells us is that the 20-hour exponential moving average is crossing above the 100-hour EMA, and this does suggest that share prices are likely to start to be governed by positive momentum trends. So this is significant here. This is a significant price movement, and as things currently stand, what we really need to see at this point would be a break above this blue line so that we can see share prices finally break above the entire exponential moving average cluster. As things currently stand, there is some very obvious resistance that's coming into this area. As we can see here, we do have this descending blue line with the 200-hour EMA, and then in addition to that, we also have this light green line here, which is the 50% Fibonacci retracement of this prior declining move. So essentially, to reach this figure, what we're doing is looking at the price highs, which were posted during the July 31 trading session, and then extending this price movement to the prior lows, which came in at $3.63. As we know, that's a very critical support level. So if we're using this price movement here, this negative trend wave, this bear trend wave, as the most dominant influential price movement that's currently influencing share prices, we can see that the 50% retracement of that move comes in right around $4.12. So this recent price high here has posted at $4.13. So we did see a bit of a break here, but we're not seeing any daily or weekly closing activity above that area. So specifically what we would like to see if we're long this stock would be a break above that area. We do have a bit more historical resistance to overcome at $4.17. But I do think that if we were to break above this 50% retracement and the 200-hour exponential moving average, I think that the resistance zone at $4.17 would be much easier to overcome. Given the fact that we're looking at this type of price action at current levels, we're trading very close to these price levels at the moment. It really wouldn't take much for share prices to extend to the top side here and break through both of these levels going forward. However, we do have to keep in mind, there is this very significant event risk next week, and this could start to influence share prices in the negative direction. So for anybody that's currently trading NIO, we do have to look at one other factor, which will be critical in determining whether or not share prices are actually starting to head lower in the event that we do see a negative earnings report from NVIDIA next week. So specifically what I would be pointing to at this point would be the relative strength index reading that you can see here. So as things currently stand, again, this is the 1 hour price chart, so the 1 hour relative strength index history. We can see, some somewhat conflicting signals here, given the fact that share prices have shown a bit of a descending condition ever since the share price reached prior highs coming in during the August 19 trading session. However, the longer term indicator reading here does remain bullish, as we can see. So there's a lot of upward price movement here, and we've tested this area on at least 3 separate occasions. You could possibly consider this to be a 4th occasion, and then there was a lot of hovering around this area early on in the process. So at the moment you're looking at a minimum of 3 tests to an upward trending slope in the relative strength index momentum reading. And overall, this does suggest that share prices could continue to move higher here. This is encouraging given the fact that it will not take much to break through near-term resistance levels coming in at $4.17. So here's the current market analysis and update for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. Our High Value Trading Strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.